Sagittarius, hello and welcome into your general reading for the November 15th full supermoon in the sign of Taurus. Now, this is a general reading. It might not resonate for everybody. If it does not resonate for you, that's perfectly okay. That happens sometimes. Just leave it behind and consider looking at the readings for your moon and rising signs. If it does resonate for you, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel or just sharing amongst friends and family and your network. Any help at all is very much appreciated. Now, if a one-to-one private reading is something you are interested in, you can go down to the description box below. I have a link where you can visit my website and book a private virtual reading with me if you are interested. Now, this month's full moon is considered a supermoon because it is happening closer to the Earth than usual. So its gravitational pull on the Earth is going to be stronger than usual. Its pull on the tides is going to be stronger, and its pull on our psyches, of course, and our emotions. It is happening in the sign of Taurus, and right now, where the astrological placements of everything is, it is going to be a rough ride, people are saying, and astrologers are speculating. I am not an astrologer, but I've watched a lot of videos on this full moon, and I keep up, and they say that there's going to be a battle for keeping things as they are when actually things need to change. So do be aware of that, and do also be aware that if you don't typically feel like full moon energies at all, usually you might feel it more so than usual this month because it is a supermoon. This moon is also traditionally called the frost moon or the beaver moon. So before we get into your reading, I will see how you are showing up around the time of this full moon. I'll get your general energy. I'll see what part of your life is being affected and how it is being affected. I'll see any lessons that this full moon is coming in to teach you, because full moons, of course, are culminations. It's the end of the lunar cycle and then the beginning of the new one. I'll see how you can tap into your comfort and joy during this kind of stressful, tense time in the world. And I'll also look at your next best steps moving forward. We'll also see anything that might come out of the blue, something that you don't see coming. And then we'll pull some oracle cards to see what else is showing up for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Eight of Pentacles is your general energy. You're hunkering down and getting into the details, honey. You are like doing the work that needs to be done. I am going to pull the rest of your cards just right now so we can dive into the reading. But this is a nice, disciplined, consistent energy. This is the energy of a student becoming a master at their work, at their craft. So I like that for you. Okay. Now I will clarify any cards as we move along through this that I feel like need to be clarified. Four of Pentacles underneath. You got the Four of Pentacles here. With the Eight of Pentacles here, you are being consistent and disciplined in your routines. And I definitely sense that you are just looking inward and being quite reflective about the ways that you can bring about wealth in your life, about your habits and routines, just looking at your wellness in general. Are they helpful? Are the things that you're doing throughout the day helpful? And if you're a student, this is about you hunkering down and really getting your work done. Your head is like in your books. If you're somebody who is like working on a project, a business, whatever it may be, you are doing the extra diligent work of making sure everything's in line. You're making sure you know all the details of what's going on. You're educating yourself. And you're doing this so that you can be a better version of yourself. So you are getting better. You are improving in some kind of way. Because if you were at the beginning stage of this, I would see the Seven of Pentacles here. But the Eight of Pentacles does indicate that you are mastering your craft, or you are just getting better and better at what you are doing, learning more about yourself. You're learning more about what works and what doesn't. I'm going to pull another card on this just to get some better context. The Star flipped up. Yeah, healing. Six of Pentacles too. Could be kind of finding your true north and feeling like you're healing from a situation that was financial, healing from a health situation perhaps. You're trying to get clarity on things moving forward. With the Star here, it's like you're making sure that moving forward, what you're doing makes sense for your dream and your purpose. If there is a relationship in your life, you're feeling like you want to bring more reciprocity into the relationship and you want to figure out your future. I just get a sense of your future, like having a good eye long term for things right now and thinking about just what makes sense for you and what does not. Now, this full moon is illuminating for you issues around Four of Cups, Emperor, and the King of Wands. Really quickly, the number 4 here, you've got a lot of 4s in your reading. You've got 4 4s in your reading. So you might be somebody who sees like 44, 44, 444. That might be a number that you keep seeing or that like repeats. You see on the clock or license plates, whatever it may be. That is confirmation that this message is for you. And 4s are all about stability. They're all about stability. They can indicate some stagnancy, but I feel like here you're trying to build a stable foundation for yourself. The part of your life that's being illuminated here, though, it's your power. It's your power because there's the Emperor, there's the King of Wands. It's about you perhaps not really wanting to step into your power. You don't really want to. It's scary, or it's frustrating, or you feel like you're not ready. And those feelings are all valid, frankly. And when we don't step into our power, however, we run the risk of being taken advantage of. And also our lives become almost like we're not the creators of our lives anymore when that happens. We're just letting life happen to us. And then we see other people who have things going on for them and we're like, well, what the fuck? Like, I want a new job, or I want that kind of relationship. Why isn't it showing up for me? Because you're refusing to show up as your most authentic and powerful self. I am going to clarify this Emperor card really quickly. Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's about doing things kind of not in a way. Knight of Wands. You're not showing up your best self. I'm just going to say that, Sag. It's like you're not doing things in the best interest for yourself, in the best interest of others. And it's because you don't want to face something. You kind of want to keep things as they are. You've got the Seven of Swords and Knight of Wands. This is not a very reliable energy. It's not a very calm energy. The Seven of Swords and Knight of Wands, they're people who just kind of want to rush through things. They don't really want to think about it. And it's like you are aware of this almost because you're showing up Eight of Pentacles. You're like, yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on it and I get it. But change, obviously isn't going to happen in, a split second. There also might be somebody around you who you are trying to avoid. This person might be kind of domineering, controlling, a not very kind person. They're not kind. And they don't go about things in the right way. Their emotions, they blow up at people. They are somebody who kind of does sneaky shit. It could be a boss. It could be a father figure. It's somebody who has not power over you. I don't feel like they do, because you're here like King of Wands. Like, this person is almost your equal. Maybe you don't see them as such, or maybe in power dynamics, like just like in the workplace or like in the family structure, they might just have like more power than you. And that situation is being highlighted for you around the full moon. So you might be feeling like frustrations around a relationship with that person in your life, whoever that might be. The lesson here for you is the Four of Pentacles. Finding stability, saving your money, making sure that you are prepared for things to come, building a solid foundation for yourself long term is the lesson here. I'm going to pull a card on this. I really like the Four of Pentacles as a card, and it has very clear energies to me, the Four of Pentacles, because in a positive note, the Four of Pentacles is about somebody who has saved up a lot of money or who is experiencing some kind of abundance, and they're really happy. They have stability. They have what they were going for this whole time. On the other end of this card, though, is a sense that this person is sitting on their savings, on their finances, on their abundance, whatever it is, and they're refusing to move forward because they're scared, because it's easier. And the Four of Cups here does indicate that that might be happening for you, Sag, which is why I want to pull another card. The Chariot, yeah, Six of Swords, yeah. Yeah, there's like this kind of reluctance to move forward. It's pushing through any obstacle that comes your way. It's keeping your eye on the prize. It's not letting up on the gas, just pushing it forward, moving it forward. And it might feel grueling. You might feel reluctant, you might feel annoyed by it, Six of Swords. But whatever change it is here for you, it's coming in because it's necessary. And it's like you're showing up Eight of Pentacles and a Four of Pentacles is here. Meaning that the lesson here for you, Sag, is building a stable foundation and enjoying the like great fruits of your labor, and enjoying your money as you've made it, and enjoying your material possessions, but not doing so in a way that is scarcity mindset based. Not doing so in a way where you are pale knuckling everything, holding on to it, clutching onto it and saying, well, I can't leave it, I can't leave it. It's like you are going to be forced to leave it. Your comfort zone. I mean, not your home or possessions or whatever it may be. Like, you are going to be pushed out of your comfort zone right now. Okay? And that might lead you, maybe reevaluating this relationship with this Emperor card who's here. Okay? It might have you reevaluating this toxic relationship with a boss. You might be saying, I need to get a new job, or I need to move on from this. You're being encouraged to be fearless right now. Being fearless and transitioning and moving into a transition without the cumbersome feelings of self-doubt. And I don't think it'll work. And what if I lose this? And what if I lose that? There's something here on the other side for you during this transition, okay? And how you can tap into your comfort and joy around this time is patience. Radical patience and doing things that make you feel good. You've got Ten of Swords and Temperance here. You've been through it, all right? There is an ending here wrapped up in this situation around the full moon. The worst has already happened and you're moving away from that. And now Temperance is letting you know that there's angels around you. If you are somebody who believes in spirit guides and that your ancestors are still with you in spirit, tap into that. Talk to them, journal about them, reminisce about things with your family or friends because they're around you here and you're protected. Knight of Swords. The Empress and Justice. Some kind of situation, you will take comfort in knowing that there is a situation that is being righted. So if you have been wronged in the past, a situation is now like coming back into balance. So karma is playing out for you, just so you know. Around the full moon, you also might get news, and it's news that you're excited to hear. It's news about a person or news about a situation where you're like, okay, I'm happy to hear that. Your next best steps around this time is Four of Swords, King of Cups, and the World. With this Four of Swords and King of Cups, this is about taking extra quiet time to yourself around the full moon, meditating, spending time by yourself, being introspective. And when it comes to your health and your body, not running your body too much, not pushing it or forcing it to do things that it doesn't want to do. If you feel tired, sleep. If you feel like you need to take a bath and like put Epsom salt in the bath for your muscles, do that. Tapping into your heart chakra around this time will be lovely. King of Cups is here. Communicating your emotions, getting in touch with your emotions, doing some heart-opening meditations will be helpful. The King of Cups is somebody who has such a rich emotional world, but is not very good at communicating that. So I don't feel like you need to communicate it per se to people. I feel like you'll do that as you feel like you need to. However, there is certainly a call to go within at this time because the world is here. You need to go inward to process the ending here, to process this transition. Whatever is going on, if there are emotions that are raging inside of you, if you feel like you are anxious or stressed or feeling anything, angry, sad, then it's a time to go inward. You're not going to find any answers from anybody else right now, okay? It's going to come from inside of you to help you move forward in this transition. Also, if you have plans to travel, right now is a good time for you to travel. If you want to spend a weekend away with a loved one or a friend group, go on a little weekend trip, this is an auspicious time to do so. What you don't see coming is the Ace of Wands. New beginning, new vitality, inspiration, movement, travel. This is somebody who is finding their passion and clinging on to their passion and clinging on to the things that bring them joy and make them feel alive. So that's coming in for you around this full moon. You might have a spark of inspiration. You might get a surge of energy. So physical energy as in creative energy. You might want to do a lot of art or go to the gym a lot. That's coming through a surge of physical energy or just a surge of passionate energy, okay? A surge of passion in a relationship or for your creative pursuits. This oracle card will tell us where the situation is bringing you and its purpose. Yin. It's bringing you into a more reflective, introspective energy. And this is an energy of receiving, of observing, of not quite acting all the time, but being able to sit back and watch and learn. I am going to pull another card on this because you've got the Ace of Wands here, which is actually Yang energy. All right, yeah, you've got chop wood and deep knowing. Absolutely. This whole time around the November 15th full moon is leading you towards deeper introspection, getting to know yourself better, and getting to know your meditative practices better. If you're somebody who engages in spiritual practices, engages in meditation, in past life regressions, things like that, of that nature, this is going to be a good time to cultivate and hone those skills and those practices for yourself. And you've also got chop wood. Of course, we got 42, 43 here. That always happens with my guides. They love to give me 42, 43, 7, 8, 11, 12. They love to do that. Achieving this transition and achieving your goals here, it's not going to be easy. But that's the quality of it. You know, the progress is the progress. You can't rush the process, right? Last but not least, we'll pull a Tree Keeper's Oracle card, one of my favorite decks, to see any messages that are coming through for you. You've got number 35, Keeper of the Invisibles. The message of this card is, whether you believe in mythic creatures, guardian angels, or spirit guides, you do have forces moving on your behalf. They guard and guide your soul journey. If you are aware of them, now is the time to contact them. Inquire, investigate, and ask for their help. If you don't yet know who they are, suspend your disbelief. Call and conjure them in the quiet spaces. Compel them to come to your aid by confessing your belief in them. Unseen forces thrive on belief and expand in your presence. Whether in relaxation, prayer, meditation, dream work, or active imagination, invite the invisibles to engage with you. I'm certainly seeing that throughout your reading with this Four of Swords. It's really going to be a fruitful time for you to engage in work with meditating to connect with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, and you certainly have people on the other side, angels on the other side, who are supporting you and guiding you and protecting you around this transition and around the time of the full moon. Now, I do just have to say that before I did this reading today, I got a vision of a woman, blonde. Well, I got a vision of two separate women. One of them was blonde, long hair. So I'm not sure if one of you has recently lost somebody with that physical description. It was a white woman. She didn't have many wrinkles on her face, but I understood that she was middle-aged. Maybe she was middle-aged when she passed away, but she was showing up a bit younger looking. And the second woman, I just have to say, she was like a Russian babushka, and she had a lot of wrinkles on her face. She was much older. She was elderly, and she was playing polka music in the background. And I just need to say this because it might sound crazy to those of you who it doesn't resonate with, and that's perfectly fine. It's a specific message, but I just have to say it because sometimes before readings, I get very specific visions or feelings, sensations that attune to the people who I am reading for with their readings coming up. So it's just something I have to throw out there and say just in case. Okay, Sag, I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely rest of your November. I wish you the best of luck around this transition for you, around this really exciting and crazy time for you. And I will see you next time for the December general reading.